The recently released John Wick Chapter 4 is a prime example of a successful action movie. For lead actor Keanu Reeves, the John Wick films are among the actor's 3 most popular movies ever, according to streaming analysis by Just Watch, with only Matrix still in first place. So far, the intensity of the action sequences and the famous body count have been increased from film to film and have now reached their current peak in John Wick 4. In this video, we take a look behind the scenes. Due to the effects of the pandemic, production had to be interrupted several times, and the theatrical release was pushed back further and further. Finally, in May 2021, filming began, which involved detours to France, Germany, Japan, and of course, New York City. One clip in particular from the set has been making the rounds on the web for a couple of days. Lionsgate published a short clip in which a scene involving an escalator is filmed. It is impressive to see how much effort the stuntmen put into making the film look as realistic as possible in the end. One of the stuntmen falls down the stairs and tumbles over several times until he lies motionless on the floor. It looks almost impossible that he didn't sustain any damage during the stunt. At the end of the clip, however, director Chad Stahelski yells "cut," and hands are directly reached out to the brave stuntman. In fact, he was spared serious injury thanks to his training, and more importantly, his undetectable body protection. This stunt is nevertheless a good example of how much skill is actually involved in a flawless action movie like John Wick 4. Also noteworthy and characteristic of the entire film series are the stylish film sets, and especially the lighting. Cinematographer Dan Laustsen, who worked on parts 2 to 4, recently provided some insights into the effort that went into the lighting. He confirmed that in part 4, they wanted to top all the predecessors in every regard, and as an experienced cinematographer, he was given a lot of freedom during filming. Keanu Reeves' striking face comes out particularly well when he is illuminated by a single light source in an otherwise dark setting. The color scheme of John Wick Chapter 4 is also said to have been challenging. While blue and magenta were used for many scenes in the second and third parts, green and amber colors were chosen for the fourth part, or as Laustsen himself accurately describes it, burning rust. For many scenes, some tricks were used to make the shooting more efficient. Although the scene at the Sacré-Cœur takes place at sunrise, it was shot entirely at night. In order to give the appearance of a sunrise, they used gigantic lights that were attached to cranes and thus simulated the rising sun. This was a very costly enterprise, but given the budget of around $100 million, it should only account for a small part of the total costs. The most difficult scene, however, is believed to have been a different one, and that was the one in a Berlin nightclub. Before the first take in Berlin, the crew had to spend weeks experimenting with the lights and colors to create an overall picture that was as harmonious as possible. In the end, it must be said that the countless professionals behind the camera absolutely succeeded in doing so. The non-stop fight sequences are also said to have been particularly executed efficiently. These are undoubtedly Chad Stahelski's specialty, in which he is a perfectionist. No surprise, since Stahelski used to be a stuntman himself and even doubled Keanu Reeves' Neo during the shooting of The Matrix. A large part of the scenes took no more than 3 or 4 takes, which speaks for the choreography training of the actors and the professional team behind the project. We believe that the cast and crew did an extraordinary job in the production of John Wick 4. Some of the scenes will surely be talked about years from now. Have you already watched the movie? And what was your favorite moment? Feel free to let us know in the comments. Ideally, without any spoilers.